Hello everybody, welcome back to another British Touring Car video, and more specifically this is a update to the previous video that we've done, the British Touring Car or BTCC 2021 season preview video. Now I am joined alongside Ben, say hello.
Hello, I'm back again, haven't got rid of me.
Try as I might, he is back again. We're going to run down a couple of things real quick in this video. This video will not be too long, we'll try and keep it to a minimum, but there's a few things regarding the calendar, the manufacturer, driver changes, some information on the hybrid, which is coming in 2022 onwards, and of course testing and car liveries, which will be like a bit of a own segment. So to kick things off, we've got the calendar revision. Now this is only a minor piece of news, but we figured it might as well be worth in there, which is that Snetterton and the Brands Hatch GP races have been put back 2 weeks each. So the new dates for those are the 12th and the 13th of June for Snetterton, and the 26th and 27th of June for the Brands Hatch GP race. I'm pretty much sure that this is because of the current pandemic that's going on and TOCA wanting to get fans back to the circuit, which makes complete sense if you ask me. But kind of moving on to the next piece of news, we've got the manufacturer side of things. Now this is a big one, it was a big shock that's happened in the last month, and that is that Team Dynamics has lost backing from Honda UK, meaning that it's going to become a private team or private entity, and they've also said that there's no more factory support after the 2021 season. Not only this, we've got a few driver changes and a few other bits and pieces to cover. The most notable of which, with the Team Dynamics thing being the biggest talking point, the drivers are also the biggest talking point. So Matt Neal and Dan Camish are out at Team Dynamics. Camish going back to the Porsche Carrera Cup UK, and Matt Neal taking a year out. But with them two out, that leaves 2 free seats, and they're going to be taken by Gordon Shedden, aka The Flesh, and also a previous British Touring Car driver, Dan Rowbottom, who was last seen in the 2019 British Touring Car Championship driving a Mercedes-Benz A-Class, I believe.
Yeah, it's the A-Class.
I think it was a decent season for him, the last season he was in, but that was the last time we saw him, so he's getting a good fight at the top. We've got Stephen Jelly joining West Surrey Racing alongside Colin Turkington and Tom Oliphant as their third driver. Dan Lloyd is going to be making his series return with PMR, so that's Power Maxed Racing, racing alongside Jason Plato in the Vauxhall Astra. We have Nick Hamilton taking the final seat at Team Hard, racing in a rocket-themed Seat Cupra, which is pretty much his main sponsor, so he's bringing a rocket-themed livery to the car. And finally, we have Rick Parfett Jr. joining the British Touring Car for the first time. He's going to be racing in Accelerate alongside Tom Ingram, Chris Smiley and Jack Butel, which completes their lineup. Now, those are all the driver and manufacturer changes. We do have some information on the hybrid. Now, the hybrid is something that's going to be introduced or scheduled to be introduced in 2022, but to give you a bit more information about it, I'm going to let Ben explain, as I'm he's a bit more up to scratch than I am, so take it away, Ben.
Right, I've looked into this because I'm quite interested in the engines and everything and how they're going to work it out, especially with the hybrid system. And basically from now, M Sport has took over for the foreseeable future, and they'll be taking over the engine side of it. They're currently testing and developing the engine over the next 12 months, and are going to also be working closely with Cosworth, who have been awarded the contract to design and supply the hybrid system for BTCC, which will be introduced currently, this could be subject to change, in 2022, so next season. The engines will be available either for purchase outright, you can have it just fully, or they will be maintained at a lease by M Sport themselves. M Sport will also provide support to all BTCC meetings and the TOCA test days, and currently M Sport's contract is from as of this season, and it'll be going for the next 5 years to 2026 at least, so we'll see what happens with that.
So in terms of the British touring car, basically it's the next chapter. The F1 scene has obviously switched over to hybrids. They've been on hybrid engines, V6 hybrid engines for years. Now it's the British touring cars' turn, it would seem. And last but not least, to kind of finish off this video and to get a few final thoughts, is that the teams have been testing their new cars. Granted, we haven't seen too much from one or two teams, but most of the teams have been out on track at Snetterton, at Brands Hatch, and various other circuits testing out their new cars in mostly blank canvases, we'll mention. But from the liveries that have been revealed, Toyota's revealed theirs, roughly. We don't know if that's going to be the final, but we presume so. Team WSR and Team Hard have obviously got the Nick Hamilton rocket-themed Seat Cupra, and obviously they've got a camouflage style livery as well. Again, them liveries are subject to change, but from the cars that we've seen so far, Ben, what was your favourite one that you saw?
The Toyota, by a long shot. I love what all of Gazoo Racing are doing with the late liveries and all the different cars, like the World Endurance car and this car, the rally cars. They all have their own different style. Like, none of them look the same. And I like that. It's great.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice of colours, that's for sure. And it works quite well with Toyota being, I think, for the good part of the 21st century, red and white, isn't it? It seems to be a colour that
as far as I can remember,
sticks with them.
The red, white, and usually a bit of black as well.
It goes, I think it goes far as back as the early 1990s in the World Rally Championship. It's been on some legendary cars over the years.
Wasn't with red and white as well, so...
Yeah, but it's nice that they're bringing it towards the British touring car. I quite like that. Yeah. One of the cars that stands out for me personally, I mean, it's not changed much from last year, but I mean, people can be the judge. But my current personal favourite is the Team WSR BMW. I did quite like the Laser Tools Racing Infinity, not because Ash Sutton drove it to the championship victory, but because of the fact of the nice blue and the white. I quite enjoyed them. But the black and with the blue and red, typical like BMW colours, looks very, very nice, very sexy, if I can say that word about a car livery. But yeah, like we were saying before, most of the cars have got blank liveries, so it's kind of, at the moment, just a waiting game. So we can't comment on anything at the moment. But regarding most of the manufacturer and driver changes, I know that it's big news for the BTCC paddock. Ben, any final thoughts on them driver changes and manufacturer changes?
I'm going to say, the Honda pulling out of Team Dynamics, I think that's partly the reason why Matt Neal's pulled out. Because with him being a director of Team Dynamics, I think he probably has a lot on his plate. And say what you want about him as a driver. I have my own view, and there's certain things. It's obviously sad that he's had to take a year out, and I think it's for something more than just he's taking a year out. So I'd say that's a big thing. Gordon Shannon coming back in, I think that's a great way. It's a brilliant way of sort of keeping a driver name there who you know about. Rick Parfitt Jr., he could be interesting because of what he's done with Bentley and a few other places. He's a reasonable driver, so he could be someone who might be like suddenly pop out, could have a couple of race wins, maybe more.
Yeah.
And Stephen Jelly, him with Turkington, it's sort of like you've got the rookie and the old guy, the same as Shedden with Dan. So it's like you could be interested with them two teams as well, see what happens.
Yeah, so, I mean, as far as driver lineups are concerned, I think they're probably going to be the last one until the season starts now. I mean, we're only a couple of weeks away, so I can presume that in the next few weeks, it's probably easy to expect that we're going to finally see the final, or should we say, the proper liveries for all of the cars and teams, and drivers being signed up with the contracts and racing alongside everybody and make sure everything's finalised for the season ahead. But as far as changes go, we thought we'd make this quick update because of the fact that in the last like couple of weeks since we revealed the season preview video.
A lot of stuff has come through, yeah.
A lot of little bits have come through, bits and pieces here and there, but it is enough for us to make another video about it, just to kind of update everybody.
Another one now. It seems like a lot of stuff sort of there now. Unless something big happens or something with interest to make a video on, this will probably be our last one until the season starts now.
Yeah, pretty much. So on that note, if you've got any opinions on the driver changes or the hybrid engine coming in next year, or even some of the car and testing liveries that you've seen so far, which are your favourite and what changes have stood out to you the most? Be sure to let us know in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, be sure to give it a thumbs down and tell us why in the comments. But from myself and from Ben, we shall see you for the opening round of the British Touring Car 2021 Championship. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you have yourselves a fantastic night. And of course, ta-ra.
Bye.